Investments are one way people build wealth or save for the rainy day, but there's a cost associated with them that could affect your ability to maximize your returns for your financial goals. Joining us to better understand the complexities behind investment fees is Peter Sashecki of Everything Financial. Peter, good to see you.
Good morning.
Yes, the fees. People always talk about the fees, the extra money that they have to pay on top of what they're already investing. It can be very frustrating for a lot of people. What is the first thing that people should understand when it comes to the complexity of these investment fees?
The unfortunate thing is in Canada, the fees from the big institutions, the mutual fund companies, the segregated funds, which are the insurance version of the mutual funds, don't have to be disclosed. There's no transparency at the moment in Canada. The only companies that have to be transparent 100% on all their fees are portfolio management companies. They also have really the lowest fees, but they're the only ones where you actually get to see the full fee.
Okay, so how do investment fees differ depending on the makeup of your portfolio or the type of the account? Are they negotiable at all?
Not really, no. With portfolio management companies, yes. With mutual fund companies, no. They do have different levels of mutual funds that have different fees, but there still is embedded fees. So in one case with one type of class of mutual fund fees, they show you a fee, but it still is not the whole fee. So there's quite a big difference. And the difference in rates from a portfolio management company to a segregated fund company can be 2, 3, 3.5. I've seen 4%, not likely, but big difference in fees.
It's a pretty random calculation that there's no sort of standard percentage.
No.
Okay, so how much do fees and costs stack up over time? Say if you had 100K, depending on the time period, like what does that look like for people?
Let's say 100K over 20 years, keep it simple. You know, you start at 45, let's say later in life till 65. If you took an average portfolio management company fee compared to a mutual fund company and about a 2% difference, let's say, you're talking about $120,000 difference in earnings, less with the mutual fund company based on a 2% fee. If you have a segregated fund company insurance, which is even larger fee than a mutual fund company fee, if you're trying to compare apples to apples, you could be somewhere around $160,000 less in money just paid out to fees. Wait till you start going, what if I contribute annually and so on? It just gets bigger, bigger, and bigger. It's your money and you're losing it.
Yeah, some people think credit card fees are the worst. I would beg to differ. So you want to keep that money in your pocket as long as possible. What are some ways that people can maximize their return and at the same time reduce their fees?
Well, stick to portfolio management companies. They're no longer just for the big cats who are investing tons of money. They're there now for everybody with really low minimums that you need to invest. They're not exclusively for the rich at all anymore. Like you can start with $100 with a portfolio management company. Your fees are disclosed, and 100% of your fees in a non-registered portfolio, so not TFSA, not RSP, are tax deductible. That does not exist in the mutual fund world, and we're going to get emails from people who say, oh, yes, it does. No. The advisor fee, which is sometimes 1% on certain types of mutual funds, is tax deductible. Not the embedded total expense ratio fee. It is not tax deductible. So at least with portfolio management companies, you get the fee tax deductible. So lower fee and a tax write-off. You get to stick it to CRA a little bit, and you get a lower fee, which is always a good thing.
That is a good thing. It's definitely people will take pause and sort of reanalyze where their fees are going and what they're paying for.
That's right.
You have a clarification about last week's segment about tenants who may be on the hook with the CRA if they have a foreign landlord.
That's right. It's withholding tax, not property tax they would be on the hook for, which is even worse. It's like a 25% withholding tax. It's funny. Now, this isn't because you and I talked about this, but a few days later, a Liberal cabinet minister comes out and says, oh, tenants are not going to be on the hook. Well, that's great for that Liberal cabinet minister to say that. I want to hear CRA say that. If we hear CRA say that, we get, so it's withholding tax, which is 25%.
Okay.
Eeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, misspoke, said for some reason, it was jet lag maybe, I don't know. But
jet lag, yeah, you're a big trip.
I'm using jet lag. That's my go-to last week for a lot of things. But yeah, that's the difference. And with the fee thing, we'll talk next week about custodians, so people know, really understand what the guarantees are on their money. So we'll kind of dive into this one from today a little bit more next week.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Peter Sashecki with Everything Financial. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Carrie.
Have a great day.
You too.